Welcome to Chisholm Trail 61. Today, we're going to be doing something special. We got the big boy mixer out today. We're going to be doing a Swiss roll cake. You know what the Swiss roll is? Swiss roll cake is something special. First thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You want to get you a 13 by 18 cookie sheet, preferably the 1 inch deep. Then you want to take a stick of butter and just wipe around the inside of it. And we want to layer parchment paper that we got cut out here. Just lay it down inside. And the butter will just cause the parchment paper to stick to the bottom so it doesn't come loose on us. Flatten it out as best you can. And it doesn't have to fit perfectly, but just cover the bottom best you can. Then we're going to take our stick of butter and we're going to butter up our parchment paper really well. We don't want anything sticking on this. So we're going to butter it up good. Don't have to get a lot on it, but you want to get a film all over it. That ought to be good right there. All right, and we're going to set this aside. We're going to get our bowls, and what we're going to do, we got 4 large eggs. We're going to separate our egg yolks and egg whites. Okay, I got my other white in here. Got the other one separated. I didn't make y'all watch me because I didn't want to make y'all suffer through it in case I busted 3 or 4 of them. But anyway, we got 4 egg whites in our bowl here. We're going to add 1/4 cup of sugar, or 50 grams. We're going to just start this going on low and pour sugar in. And what we're going to do, we're going to speed this up. We're going to bring it up to high. We're going to let this go for about 5 minutes and then we'll bring you back then. We want to get stiff peaks on this. Okay, we've been going for about 5 minutes now, so let's shut this off and raise it up and we'll see we got what we got here. I believe we're going to be just fine. Okay, we got our bowl changed out there, and what we got, this is our 4 egg yolks here. And to that, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar. We're going to go ahead and turn it on low. We're going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar. We got 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. That sugar, that's 100 grams of sugar. 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, that's 60 milliliters. We got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. A lot of people doesn't understand, but salt in a sweet dish or something sweet, or really bring out the sweet flavor of it. We got 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract going in. Now we're going to turn this up, and we're just going to beat this for about 2 minutes till it gets pale and fluffy looking, and then we'll bring it back. Like I said, about 2 minutes. Okay, you can see this how it's changed colors there. It's got sort of pale looking and sort of fluffy there. And what we're going to do, we're going to take us a sift and put on here. And to this sift, we're going to add 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. That's 60 grams. We have a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. That's 25 grams. You definitely want to sift your cocoa powder when you're using cocoa powder, because cocoa powder is lumpy and it will lump up on you. And we also have a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And we just want to sift that into our mixture here. Get it all in there. There we go. Let our sift over out of the way. Put this back on here. And we're going to start mixing this. And we're just going to mix this until it's well combined. I'm going to set this thing here over here out of the way. Now what we're going to do, because we got our egg whites here. Remember we did the firm peach with our egg whites? We're going to take and fold this in 3 batches. So we're going to take about 1/3 of it and put in, and we're just going to fold it around and just fold it in. Now you're going to bust a lot of your bubbles on this first 1/3 here, but that's okay. What we're going to do, this will make our batter light and fluffy. Just want to fold it in. We're going to do all three batches in here. Now I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me do all 3 because I just want to do this first one so you can see what we're doing here. Scrape them sides again while we're doing it. And then we're going to get us another 1/3 of it and put in. Now I'm going to fold these other 2/3 in, and then I'll bring you back at that point. Okay, now you can see we've got it folded in, how fluffy our batter is there. So what we want to do now, we're going to bring our cake pan back over our cookie sheet cake pan. Get this where y'all can see it. And we're going to just empty our batter out onto it. Now this is not going to be a real thick batter. It's going to be a paper thin batter. Once we get it spread out in here, it's going to just barely cover the bottom of the pan. And what I like to do when I'm doing these, get all that goodness off of that there as I can. I like to drop them 2 or 3 times. That'll help them to level out. And what we're going to do, we're going to put this in the oven. We're going to bake it, like I said, 12 to 15 minutes. Usually about 12 and a half, 13 minutes is what it takes. 350 degrees. And when we take it out, I go ahead and tell you this next step or 2 is going to have to be run pretty quick through. So we'll bring you back though when we get ready to take it out. While we're waiting on our cake to get done over in the oven, you can get you a kitchen towel, one that's long enough to cover your pan, long enough and wide enough to cover your pan, and lay out. And I laid paper towels under mine because what we're going to do, we're going to dust this with cocoa powder. And don't use one of your better kitchen towels because cocoa powder is not the easiest thing in the world to get out of your kitchen towel. Trust me on that. And so that's just so we'll be ready. Because like I said, this next step, when we take the cake out of the oven, we're going to have to move sort of quick with it. So go ahead and get that ready, and then we'll be ready when the oven comes out of the cake comes out of the oven. Okay, this is the moment of truth. We're going to take our cake out of the oven. You may want to be sure you got an apron on at this point because it's going to it could get a little messy right here on this step. But you got to work quickly, like I said, at this step. What you want to do is take your cake, hold it over your towel, just turn it up, and all in one motion, just flip it over on the pan. And then we got to get us we can't touch it because it's so hot, but we're going to take and just raise it up where we can get a hold to it with that. We're going to lift that off. Move these over out of the way. Like I said, you really need to work sort of quick on this step here now. We're going to just take and pull our parchment paper off. Want to get all this done while it's good and hot. Pull that parchment paper off, just set it over out of the way, and starting on the short end of her towel. And I should have done it the other way so y'all could see. Starting on the short end of her towel, we want to just take and fold the towel over and just roll her cake up. Not real tight, but tight enough that it'll just roll real good. All the way up into her towel like so. I'm going to set this up here. Fold that up. And you want to get you a wire rack. And just put it over on your wire rack there. And we want to let our cake sit here and cool on our wire rack for 2 hours. Okay, we got our cake cooled. It cooled for about 2 hours. So now moving on. What we got in the bowl here, we got half a cup of heavy whipping cream. We're going to put it in the microwave and we're going to scald it. Probably about 50 to 55 seconds. So get it good and scalded. While that's doing that, we're going to take in our mixer here. We're going to put in 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. Raise the head so I can do it a little better. I got 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. And I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. What we're going to do, as soon as I get this plugged up, I've got to plug my mixer back up after I clean my mess up. We're going to start out on low speed here. And we're just going to gradually work it up so we don't blow our powdered sugar everywhere. We want to bring it on up to a higher speed. We're just going to let it mix till we get till it gets to leaving flavor. And our whipped topping is scalded. What we got here, we got 3/4 of a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. We're just going to pour them in. Sort of move them around a little bit. Sort of set them there and just set them aside. And that looks like that's good enough on our filling there. Get this out of here. What we're going to do, we're going to hit this a lick or two just to be sure we got it all mixed up good. Oh yeah, that looks good right there. I'll take this off. Set this over here out of the way. We're going to set our mixer back here out of the way. And we're going to bring our cake back up. Try to get this where y'all can see what I'm doing here. What we're going to do, we're just going to unroll our cake here. Get it started unrolling. You can see it's paper thin. What we need now is a little spatula here that we can put our frosting on. And when you spread your frosting, you want to just spread it all the way pretty much to the ends. You want to leave a little bit on the side. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get a hold of our cake. And we're just going to pick it up and we're just going to sort of try to roll it over. Just pick up our thing here and just sort of roll it over. Just picking up on it and roll it over. You ain't got to press down on it. You want to just sort of roll it a little bit. Right up off your towel there. And then we want to get a cookie sheet with a wire rack on it. And we want to just try to pick it up, set it over on that cookie sheet there like that. And we can move our towel here because we're done with it. And that, you can see all that chocolate. All that cocoa come off of it. That's what I was talking about, that cocoa coming off of it. And I see that ganache. Now, you want to just stir your chocolate chips and your cream, heavy cream. It don't look like it's going to come together, but it will, to go in there. Just 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil. And add to it there. And just keep stirring till it all comes together. Like I said, you'll think that it ain't gonna come together, you know, but if you just keep stirring, it'll all come together and it'll get smooth and creamy. And that's what we're after. Smooth and creamy. I'll show you when I get it done here what we're looking for. See how it's getting smooth and creamy there? Hope y'all can see that. Yeah, see? Smooth and creamy, doesn't have any chips or anything in it. And what we're going to do, we're going to get us this little brush here. We're just going to sort of try to real gently brush off some of that excess chocolate there. That excess cocoa. I said chocolate, but I meant cocoa. We just want to try to brush off some of that excess cocoa that we had to come up off of that towel there. Get it brushed off. Let our cocoa set just a minute there. Just thicken up a little bit. And we want to just drizzle our chocolate down over our cake. Just sort of spread it out. And it's frosted. Y'all see how I'm doing it there. I'm going to cut this off and I'm going to finish frosting it, and then I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like when I get it frosted. Okay, there it is frosted up. And what we got to do now, we got to put it in the refrigerator. Let it cool completely in the refrigerator, probably about an hour in the refrigerator. We'll let it cool, and then we're going to take it out and we'll cut into it and we'll bring it back at that point. Okay, we've had our Swiss roll cooling in the refrigerator. And when you cut anything like this, you want to get you a serrated blade knife. We're going to just cut the ends off of it here. You don't want to push down, you just want to get that end off of there. We're going to cut these ends off just to dress it up a little bit. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. You want to cut these ends off before you serve it, you know, just to dress it up a little bit. Because the ends, remember we didn't put it all the way out to the end of our rolled cake there. When we did them. But there you have it. A Swiss roll cake. Just give it a taste of it and see what it tastes like. Man, that is good. That is good. Hey, if you would, give the old video a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all of you do. Appreciate all of you take time every day to watch our videos. Swiss roll cake. We'll see you on the next one.